Hello everyone, my name is Asyrafchazz and welcome back to yet another One Piece card game video. Now we have some new reveals from the One Piece Japanese Twitter page regarding some cards from the green starter deck, the one featuring Eustace Kid as the leader. I wanted to wait for the full deck list to come out so that I can make a proper video about it and talk about each and every one of the single individual cards and their effects. But some of them are really good, so I'm really excited to talk about them. So you know what, we're just gonna talk about those that have been reviewed so far, and once the full deck list is out, I'll make another video talking about every single one of the cards. So that, you know, people can keep up to date with the starter decks that they want to buy. And it seems like we have some really synergistic abilities that work very well, not only with the cards from the starter deck, but some cards that we have seen previously as well. So I'm very excited to talk about them today. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribing if you can, because every time you subscribe, Trafalgar lore doesn't get any bread. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at the first card reveal. Here we are with the first card reveal. Feels like I've not done this in a while because, you know, with all the crazy hype happening over the full deck list reveal for the Kaido starter deck and the Luffy starter deck, as well as the news event talking about all the things coming out for the One Piece card game, it's nice to finally take a step back and just talk about cards. You know, I really love talking about them. And this is the first one. This is Scalpel, and it's an event card from the second starter deck, which is the green one. It costs 1. It's part of the Super Rookie Heart Pirates traits, and the ability is counter. Your leader or up to one of your characters gains 2000 power for the duration of the battle. Then switch up to one of your Dawn to active. Its triggered ability is switch up to 2 of your Dawn to active. So this card is kind of the green starter deck version of Blast Breath and Guard Point, because it gives an additional power during for that battle, and for this case it's 2000. Whether or not this card will be good depends on the rest of the cards of the deck, because it has this additional ability of switching one of your Dawn to active mode. So maybe there are other cards in the deck that could require you to have Dawns in active so that you can use certain abilities, or other event cards to use for the rest of the turn, like during your opponent's attack. You can play Scalpel, untap one of your Dawns, and then you play another Scalpel and keep doing it. If you have like 4 Scalpel in your hand, it's like a counter every single combat, every single battle to be exact. And the triggered ability to switch up to 2 of your Dawns to active is kind of weird for me, but I think it will make sense once we see the rest of the cards, because first of all, this triggered ability can only happen when your opponent attacks it in your life. So opponent attacks, hit your life, you don't block, no counters, you take it, and then you see, oh, it's Scalpel, it's a triggered ability, and you can switch 2 of your Dawns to active. And there has to be a reason why you would want active Dawns on your turn, like to probably use more event cards, use more of your character cards abilities, but we have not seen a lot of them that could be very useful during this specific timing. So I think we have to wait and see to evaluate how useful this card would be in the future. But I really do think that there is a space for this in the green kind of archetype strategies, where you are constantly making Dawns or your character cards into active mode or rested mode. So definitely excited to see what card works well with this. As of the recording of this video, the only card that I can think of, the only card that has an ability that you can pay for, is Eustace Kid's leader. The leader itself, that you can pay 3, and then you may discard a card from your hand to switch this leader to active. So I think there will be cards in the future that will want you to rest Dawn to activate the ability, which makes Scalpel even better during that situation. But we have not seen any other card, at least of the recording of this video. So if anything comes up, please let me know in the comments below. Alright, next up we have everyone's favorite Heart Pirates member. It is Beepo. So Beepo is 1 cost 3000 power with counter 1000. The important thing is that Beepo has the Ming Tribe and Heart Pirates traits. So very important that it has Ming Tribe, because it opens up to more possibilities in the future, but I'll talk about it in a bit. So 1 cost 3000. This is, I think every single starter deck will have this kind of card. We have seen it in the Straw Hat Crew starter deck as Karoo, as well as the Kaido starter deck as Jinrami. So now we have Beepo. So I'm actually quite curious to see what is the 1 cost 3000 version of the card that we'll see in the blue starter deck for Crocodile. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. It might be, I honestly don't know what it will be, but it'll be kind of cool to see what version of the card is for the Crocodile starter deck, which is actually tied to the Seven Warlords of the Sea. So as I mentioned, the traits of Beepo is Ming Tribe, which is really cool because it opens up the possibility that we will have a potential set in the future based on Zou. Now, we have not seen a lot of Mings in the card game as of yet. I hope, like similar to how the second set is going to be about Marineford, I wish there was one set in the future where we'll have it focused on the land of Zou itself. You know, maybe having Zunisha as a stage card, and then have all the different Mings as the character cards. You know, everyone's favorite furry waifu, Carrot, Wanda. I would love Pedro card. Oh my god, a Pedro card would be really good in the kind of Ming tribal strategy. Given that they have their Sulong forms as well, it might be really cool to see how they bring in that transformation aspect into the card game itself. So very excited for the possibilities. It's still like only the first set, so I don't think they're gonna bring out all the stops just yet, but definitely in the future. Alright, next up is Trafalgar Law. Now, you cannot have Beepo without Trafalgar Law. This is the Law from the starter deck, because we've seen some other versions of Law floating around out there. This Trafalgar Law is 5 cost, 6000 power with the Slasher attribute, part of the Super Rookies and Heart Pirates. Counter 1000, and his on-play ability is set one of your rested characters with the Super Rookies or Heart Pirates trait with a cost of 5 or less to be active. Now, first of all, this card is actually way better than it looks because of one other card that we've seen so far, and it is without a doubt the promo Eustace kit that we saw previously, the one that they're going to be giving out in the future during like events and all of that. So let me just repeat the Eustace kit's ability. So the promo Eustace kit is cost 3, power 4000, Super Rookie, which is very important that he has that trait, Kid Pirates, and Dawn 2, that means having 2 Dawn attached to it. This character gains double attack. So whenever you attack into your opponent's leader, the damage is 2 instead of 1. So imagine this hypothetical scenario that I have in my head right now. You have the promo Eustace kit on the field with 2 Dawn attached to it, and you swing in with double attack. Your opponent can't do much about it, given that maybe your opponent doesn't have enough counters in their hand to properly stop the attack, so they take like 2 life right there. And then you play this Trafalgar Law, and then you turn that card into active mode again, and then you swing again for another double attack. That's 4 life in 1 turn. Given that it's actually not that difficult to set up if you have like the proper resources, this is going to be the combo wombo for the green deck for sure. This actually works so well together, like Trafalgar Law and Eustace Kid working in tandem yet again. If you have not caught up with Wano, they do work together in certain areas. This is actually a really good card that works very well with that promo card, so definitely have to get I would say a playset of this, because I think there will be more cards in the future that Trafalgar Law will be very useful in targeting. Even then, like even if you don't have the promo Eustace Kid, this can target a cost 5 or less, so you can definitely attack. If you have like a Eustace Kid, or you have another Law, for example, you can attack and then you just play another Law and then you unrest it and you can attack it again. So definitely have some usefulness in the future. So yeah, I'm excited to see what other cards can work very well with this Law. But so far, the green starter deck has been nothing but very strong. I'm actually excited to see how the green starter deck plays with this effect that's been revealed. Now, even in the future, because this affects like Super Rookies, right? If there are any hybrid colored leader cards with like, for example, like red and green, that you can use Luffy and Law in the same deck, then this card will also have its usefulness in that regard. So definitely a useful card to pick up. Now, my concern with this card being revealed is that we have no way of knowing how we're going to get the promo cards, especially if you want to get like a playset of the Eustace Kid. Like you want to have 4 of that. You want to have 4 of the Eustace Kid, and that means you need 4 promo packs. I hope it won't be ridiculously expensive in the future. I feel like that would be a very huge deterrent for a lot of people coming into the game if the green deck is super overpowered right off the bat, and the only way to play against it is to use the same cards, which you cannot get because you need to get the promo packs. So Bandai definitely realized that this is an issue and try to make the promo packs as widely available as possible so that someone can easily get a 4 off, just cause like you gotta keep the cost down for this. Learn from your mistakes from Dragon Ball, but take all the good stuff from Digimon. That should be your focus for the One Piece card game. It's just gonna make the experience better for everyone in the long run. Alright, next up we have this Killer card. This is an awesome looking artwork. Killer is 3 cost, 3000 power with the slasher attribute, part of the Super Rookies and Kid Pirate crew. Counter 1000 on play, KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with cost 3 or less. And its triggered ability is play this card. So it seems like every single starter deck has this character card that has this triggered ability that you can play it once it's triggered from your life. For the Kaido starter deck, I think we have Who's Who, and for the Straw Hat crew starter deck, we have Usopp. Now Usopp, I've played with the starter deck for a little bit, and Usopp is just very underwhelming at times. So let's not talk about Usopp just yet. Comparing Killer to Who's Who. So Who's Who's ability is on play Dawn -1, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or lower characters card. You have to return one of your Dawns back to the Dawn deck for you to properly activate Who's Who's ability, but it doesn't need your opponent's characters to be in rest mode. It can just attack. Even active ones you can just pop off using Who's Who. For Killer, you can only target one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost 3 or less, so definitely more restrictive compared to Who's Who. That being said, it's still a very good card, especially if like you're playing against the Luffy starter deck where they have a lot of low costs but very powerful cards like Jinbei or even Zoro. So they attack into your life and then you trigger Killer off it, and then you can immediately destroy the one that just attacked in, which is really great. And I think this is a card you want to have 4 off, even if the ability doesn't you don't have any targets for the ability. 3 cost 3000. It's a decent enough stat line that you want it to. If you can trigger it from your life, you can always have an extra body on the board, so that's actually perfectly fine. So this Killer card actually works really well in tandem with another card that we've seen previously, and it is of Trafalgar Law from the main set, OP01-047. Now this Trafalgar Law, I've mentioned it in a previous video, but here is a recap. It costs 5, has 6000 power, and it's part of the Super Rookie and Hard Pirates. It has blocker, and on play, you may return one of your characters to your hand, play 1 cost 3 or lower character card from your hand. So this way you can just play Killer, or you have Killer on the field already, and already destroys one of your opponent rested character cards that's 3 or less, and it has like 1 more Jinbei floating around right there. You play Trafalgar Law, you return Killer back to your hand, and then you play it again for free, activating the on-play effect yet again. And this is why the Trafalgar Law works so well with this card, because you can definitely have so much value out of this. I think green is all about that synergistic value. The cards work so well together, and we've already seen like how good law cards are from what we've seen so far. And like, I really like that there's all these small little niche combos here and there for the green deck, and makes it very synergistic and makes it very fun to kind of balance the deck. How are you going to approach deck building? How many cards of this will you have in your deck, and how many of it will be available for you to use? Really fun to think about. And yeah, seems like Law is a very good support character. I hope he gets some extra love and has a dedicated leader card, but for now his cards are great. So there you have it. Very cool green cards with a lot of synergistic effects out there. I think that a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with the green deck. I myself have been a strong supporter of the Straw Hat Crew red deck, but after playing it, it does fall off a little bit at the end. We have to wait and see for more cards from the first set to see what we can do, or what we can use to upgrade the red deck. But I am really liking how the green deck looks like right off the box, so I'm excited to kind of play around with it and also try to abuse the abilities for the law abilities that let you untap and then you can attack again. So I'm really excited. Well, that's it for me for today. I'm sorry if I've not been uploading a lot lately. Just been trying to catch up on all the news so far, but I think we're pretty much there. Once the green starter deck full deck lists have been revealed, I'll definitely make a video about it and talking about like all of the different cards. I'm not sure if they're gonna continue with the green reveals. They might switch it up to the blue ones, similar to how they did for the red starter deck and the purple starter deck. So I think we might be seeing some slight reviews for the blue starter deck soon, but even then I'll still be here to cover that as soon as I can and as fast as I can. But until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.